Every day in your organization, there are so many instances where you experience fear, right? Now, how can you go about addressing or confronting those fears? How can you really overcome those fears? That's what we are going to talk about in this video. Hi, I'm Aastha Tatia, daughter of two rock solid pillars, mother to a lovely daughter, wife of a humor king, an engineer, MBA, corporate executive turned anchor person, now a happiness coach, helping leaders become the most sought after leaders by having deep connects and meaningful relationships in their organizations. Do hit the like button if you find this video meaningful, and also subscribe to the channel. Every day, two fresh videos right here for you. So in my last video, I had left you thinking that all the fears that you are experiencing, what are you doing with them? Are you really addressing those fears? Are you really confronting those fears? Or are you running away from them? Are you trying to find ways and means to avoid those situations where you have to really confront those fears? Yeah, you're fine with them. You just want to live with them. Yeah. Now, in this video today, I want to talk about how can you really address those fears? How can you overcome or go beyond those fears? Okay. And that brings us to the design of the brain. तो हमारा जो ये ब्रेन है, ये एनवायरनमेंट को स्कैन करता है खतरे के लिए. ये सिर्फ खतरा ढूंढता है. It keeps scanning the environment for threats. Yeah, neuroscientists say that one in 1 second, the brain scans the environment for threat 3 to 5 times, 3 to 5 times in a second. So just imagine what it is, right? And once it detects a threat, the fear is bound to come. Yeah, fear is, I would say, a reaction to that threat. Correct? Now, threat has been identified, right? The question is whether it is a real threat. Is it really life threatening, something which is life threatening, or is it a perceived threat? क्या वो वाकई में खतरा है जो आपके खतरा, अगर मैं बोलूं तो खतरा वो है जो आपकी सर्वाइवल को थ्रेटन करे, जहां पे आपके होने को, आपके एग्जिस्टेंस को खतरा हो, राइट? कोई शेर आ गया, चीता आ गया, राइट? तो क्या वो वाकई में एक रियल खतरा है या केवल एक परसीव्ड खतरा? परसीव्ड यानी जिसे आप खतरा समझ रहे हैं. Yeah. So when you really think about it, whether it's a real threat or it's a perceived threat, and then you look at how you've made it larger than life, and hence the impact it has on you. And that's where you really need to look at making a choice in terms of what do you really want to do about it. Do you want to live with it? Because that's also an option. That's what you're doing, right? And it's quite comfortable. We don't want to get out of our comfort zones. Right? It's okay. You have your ways and means of surviving that fear and just being with it. You figured out your mechanisms, right? And you say, why make an effort actually? So that's again a choice that you can make. However, how does it make you feel coming to the impact it is causing? And you will see that it is disempowering. It doesn't let you be who you are. It doesn't let you express to your fullest potential, right? And you are not being, your the highest, the truest, the best version of yourself. Now, if that's how you want to live, like I said, that's a choice that you have. Coming back to if you make the other choice, which is, no, I don't want to live like that. Yeah, because I understand and I'm able to see that this is not a real threat. However, it grips me because it's only natural. There's no way you cannot, your brain will not see a threat. That's the design of the brain. It scans for threat, it sees threat, it finds threat, it's going to happen. And when there is a threat, even if it's a perceived one, because your brain cannot distinguish between a real and a perceived threat. Brain को नहीं पता कि ये real खतरा है या सिर्फ मेरा बनाया हुआ एक खतरा है, imaginary खतरा है, right? ब्रेन के लिए सेम मैकेनिज्म अंदर ट्रिगर हो जाता है. जो आप एक शेर या चीता को देखते हैं तब होता है, वर्सेस और जो भी थ्रेट आपके लिए है. करेक्ट. नाउ अब अगर आपने ये चूज कर लिया है तो क्या करेंगे? तो सबसे पहली चीज जो जरूरी है वो ये है अवेयर होना. द फर्स्ट स्टेप इज अवेयरनेस, सेल्फ अवेयरनेस. सो बीइंग अवेयर दैट ओके, right now in this moment I am experiencing that fear. There is something outside which has triggered that fear. Okay, and I'm feeling that. Number one. Number two is making the choice, choosing the response. So one option is your everyday response to that fear that you've been doing. The other is, because now you're aware, because you are aware, you can make the choice. So the second is, hold on, you're not going back there. What is the alternative? And when I say response, I'm specifically talking about the language, the words that you say to yourself. So, for example, you are experiencing, let's say, every time there is a meeting that you have with your boss, or there is an interaction that you're supposed to have, that's a huge threat for you because your boss is aggressive, you don't have a great relationship with him, and you fear, it's like you dread it. Okay. Every time that your boss calls you, what is the language? What is it that you say to yourself? So you may say, oh, he's called me again, not again. Oh, he's going to bully me, he's going to use abusive language, right? It just doesn't work, I can never have a great relationship with him. Oh, there'll be no outcome, we'll fight and then I'm going to come back again, he's going to spoil my mood, my day is gone, blah blah blah. You go on and on, right? Now, which means when you're going to him, you've set the context prior to it. And what's the context? And what do you think is going to be the outcome then? Versus now that you're aware, you choose the response. When I say choose the response, you choose what language you're going to say to yourself because you're listening. All that is happening inside, nobody else is listening, but you're listening. So let's say you categorically choose a language which forwards you. So you say, I know I'm scared, but it's okay. It's okay. I'm not going to leave it at this. So this is an opportunity for me to move forward in my relationship with my boss. Let me figure out what is really stuck. Or today I'm going to understand how can I really make an effort to understand my boss better. Or today I want to better my communication skills. Or today I want to have, or I want to inch closer in my relationship, or in an amazing relationship, forwarding relationship with my boss. Whatever that comes to your mind and whatever inspires you, there's no standard language, but you need to figure out for yourself what is that language that will inspire you in that moment. And by the way, you do this work, you sit down and you do this work so that you're all prepared for the next instance whenever you encounter, you experience that fear the next time, right? And now that you have that language figured out for you, you can use it in this instance, right? Now when you say all of this to yourself and you choose to use this as an opportunity to move forward, your whole way of being is going to be different, right? And then when you approach, or you approach the situation, you go and meet your boss, It's going to be all different, right? Your actions are going to be different, and hence your outcome will also be different, right? And then what do? Once you've done this, you do it again and again, and you will evolve. As you do it again and again, you will see, oh, this is something I can do in a better way, or I can add this also. And you will see things changing massively, right? Similarly, you could pick up another instance. Like I gave an example of you may have the fear of what will happen to what will people think about me. I have to speak, make a presentation in front of 20 people today. I'm not a good speaker, and I always fumble. I don't have the confidence. Oh, look at him, he makes such amazing presentations, people applaud him. I'm not even close to what he does, anyway close to him. And you go on and on and on, and that fear is so massive, हावी हो जाता है आप पे, होता है, right? I want you all to relate to instances in your life. You may have your own areas where fear grips you. Again, what language can you now choose? It's a choice that you've got to make. So what could be that empowering language? Okay, yes, I can go on avoiding making presentations. Yes, but then I'm not growing. And I know if I'm not growing, if I don't make that presentation, that is more frustrating. Versus what will happen now when I go there, and this is when you've seen that is it really a threat, or you are fearful about something which is like a real threat, or something that you just, it's a belief, you're just believing that okay, once I fumbled I cannot do it again. Or you generally picked up this fear that I can't do it, it's just not there in me. So once you're aware that it's just a perceived threat, then you go about thinking, okay, what will happen? What's the worst that can happen? Maybe I'm not able to deliver as good, but unless I go and stand up there, will I really move forward? Okay, what else can I do that will support me? Can I really, announce it before I start that, hey guys, I'm a little nervous and it takes a lot of courage for me to come and stand here. I need your support. And what do you think when you say that to people, are they going to do? You have no idea what kind of a power you're going to get, right? But that's what you do. And then you do it again and again and again, and you will figure out your mechanisms and you will get better and better. But all of this happens when you exercise that awareness, when you start to get self aware. And once you are aware, you make that choice of whether to stay with that fear, get into the grip, and behave the way you always do, versus use it as an opportunity to go beyond and learn, right? So likewise, there could be so many different instances. Like I said, pick up your own. What is your fear, or what are your fears, and how do you want to confront them? Number one, do you want to confront them? And that, the impact is going to decide basically, right? And once you've decided that yes, then what can you do? Okay, so I hope you found this meaningful, but trust me, this is going to be meaningful, massively meaningful, and it has the power to turn around your fears into empowering situations, empowering emotions, and moving you forward only if you take actions, if you do that work that's needed to be done. And that's my promise to you. आप अपने आप को नहीं पहचानोगे. You'll be like, ये क्या हो गया? इस सिचुएशन में जहां मैं घबरा जाता था या मुझे समझ नहीं आता था कि मैं कैसे एड्रेस करूं, मैं अवॉइड करता था इस सिचुएशन को, मुझे लगता था बस कुछ भी हो, बस मैं भाग जाऊं या कोई और इस अपॉर्चुनिटी को ले ले या कोई मुझे बचा ले इससे, वर्सेस आज सब कुछ बदल गया है. मेरा कॉन्फिडेंस, मेरा सेल्फ एस्टीम, मेरी पावर उस पर्टिकुलर एरिया में, राइट? ये हो सकता है 100%. But like I always say, you've got to take actions, right? If you just shove it, if you just sit with that fear, things will just keep getting worse, right? So go ahead, take that action, and hit the like button, subscribe to the YouTube channel if you found this video helpful. I'll see you very, very soon. Take care. Bye bye.